So finally, the big moment arrived when we actually had the product, the finished product, in our hot, eager hands. And I think we were both pretty excited. And I called Scott to say, do you have yours?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, there's nothing quite like, you work on something. It's like this kind of thing. You will work on it for a really long time and have nothing in your hand, And when you finally get it, you're like, yes, cool, And for me, it's similar too. Like I'll work on a record or a project, and you open up the inlay. It's like, all right, there's my name. It's cool. It's just a cool thing to have the final thing and have it all done.
Exactly. It's like a culmination of a vision.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a load off too because it's done. And
so,
whenever you're working on something, there's always this constant. Well, I can still change it.
Right.
And now it's an entity. It becomes its own thing, and it could go off and have its own life. Because it's done.
Exactly.
It's cool.
Exactly. So then, on my end, what happened was that a UPS truck.
You were like, I have a lot of boxes.
Exactly. A UPS truck pulled up in front of my apartment, and I've been looking for this guy, and so I ran out and said, here, I'm over here. And I was going to move these over to my father's. I knew that, so I only wanted to take a certain amount into my apartment. So I opened up the hatch and all the doors, and we put as many as we could stuff in the car itself. And then the rest had to go in my, he had a hand truck. Of course, when I was moving them out, I wasn't going to have a hand truck.
Yeah.
So then a friend of mine was coming over, and he was planning to go see my father. So we also took those from the apartment and put them into his car, and then we drove in tandem over to see my father. Luckily, when we got there, not only was my friend Joe with me, but also my brother Gary Thompson was there. So there were three of us just doing this kind of production line. Here, you take it. I'll take it to the porch. Put
out a fire, except it's CDs.
Exactly. You take it to the porch. Now you take it to the living room. You take it upstairs. So then in the end, we had a huge stack of these boxes holding all of the CDs. And I so wish that I could show you
a picture or an image of somebody standing next to them.
Yeah, because they're really very tall, and it's quite impressive to see how many CDs it is. So now we have the CDs actually resident with us, living with us in the upstairs cowboy room at my father's. Then we're going into the next phase, which is the promotional and marketing phase. Now again, I had not thought at all about this. My feeling all the way along was, let's just get it done.
Get it done, and then figure out the rest later.
Yeah, let's find out what I'm going to do with these 1,000 CDs. Now, I don't recommend this, but hey kids, don't try this at home. But that was my process, because I have a very narrow brain bandwidth.
Well, you knew what you wanted from the get-go. Now you gotta. What am I going to do with it now?
Exactly.
So that thought process.
So it kept my sanity to learn about each distinct phase as we went along. So it really wasn't overwhelming for me. It seemed very methodical, very reasonable as we went along. Okay, so then we had the product at hand and in the house, and then I was able to work with my new web mistress, Rhea Sharon, who's really quite brilliant. And so we began to talk about, well, what do we want to do about the promotion and marketing? And so she worked with me to create a launch schedule with some activities, which she'll be sharing with me on my blog, Real Life Village Wisdom for the 21st Century. And also as I send out my email notifications, messages to people who have declared themselves as wanting to belong to my real life village. So to the real life villagers, you'll all be hearing from me some more. And so now what I'm doing is I'm down in Nashville about a year. I guess we started in May, so this is April. Yeah. It's just about a year then. A year after we began this project. And tonight we're going to have a launch dinner at the Sportsman Grill and Lodge, which, by the way, I found when I was driving around lost. Now let's see.
Well, when I missed the call this morning, I was like, oh no. But I called right back. I was like, okay, where you at?
Yeah, so he straightened me out. I asked two people before, and they kind of maybe it's not in the direction giver, maybe it's in the direction interpreter.
Yeah.
In any case, that's what we're doing tonight. And then tonight we'll be giving you a window into some of the people who will be there and doing some conversations with them. And Scott will be there recording that on video. So there will be, I think that Hal Minogue, who read the introduction, won't be able to make it, but I'm seeing him this afternoon. And then myself, and is your wife coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Soraya.
Soraya?
Mm-hmm.
So Scott and Soraya will be there. And then I don't think, I have one set of cousins here, Carol and Frank Reel. I haven't heard that they're coming, but I invited them naturally. And then my other cousin, Susie Bogus, who's a luminary in the country music, country western music scene, which is quite astonishing. Daddy had played with her mother, Barbara, when they were youngsters at a family reunion. And Daddy still remembers this with great clarity as one of the best music sessions he ever had with anyone. So Barbara, Susie's mother, is quite a good musician as well. And then Greg McNay, who, as we said, did the legal work for us. And
Yvonne.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
So then Yvonne Perry, who is Scott's mother-in-law, who originally referred me to Scott for the service of the sound engineer. And, well, I was just way lucky on that. No, truly, I just really worked out quite well for me. And I love to collaborate, so that was part of the joy of the project, was I got to collaborate with some of the best in the business in whatever phase it was, either the audio engineer or the and Scott be turning into the project manager, or Greg McNay, who did the legal work. So join us tonight at the Sportsman Grill and Lodge, and we'll take you into a little bit more of who these people are and the people who actually were working partners and then in the process became friends. Okay,
all right.
Then. See you tonight.
See you tonight.